Well, good afternoon, it's Charlie, ZL2CTM. Just while I wait for components to arrive, I'm going to start another project that I've been thinking about for a little while. I've sort of just flicking through this book here, which I've had for, gosh, going on 30 odd years now. And there was an interesting chapter in here which was talking about BJTs and gain at various frequencies. And it was talking about in there that for 20 meters and below, transistors such as 3904 and the 222A type BJTs are pretty good, but when you get that sort of 20 meters and above, they seem to run out of, well, they run out of gain, and that's certainly been the experience that I've had, which sort of got me thinking, gosh, it'd be nice to use that 20 meter antenna I've got up on the roof, build a 20 meter receiver, just to sort of play around with designing higher gain or suitably gained amplifiers for the 20 meter band. So that's what I'm going to do, and it also gives me a great opportunity to incorporate some of the ideas that have come in over the last couple of calls for next build. So I certainly thank everybody for participating in that, and hopefully it might turn out to be quite an interesting build. Actually, I'm looking forward to it. So anyway, so it's going to be a 20 meter receiver, and this is what I'm thinking. I'm going to have a good close look at a low noise RF amplifier coming off the antenna. Probably an MPF102, I think. Again, one of the things that I do try to do is keep things simple and using readily available parts. So with that in mind, I think the MFP102 would be quite a good choice for that. So cranking up and using LT Spice to design up maybe a grounded gate type amplifier, simulate it, and see what we can do in regards to that. So definitely going to use one of those. For interest's sake, the previous radio over here, the 80/40 meter band radio, which works really well, you can see that the RF antenna switch there is now in the off position, and it's now permanently in the off position. One of the comments that you see in both the solid state design for the radio amateur and EMR RFD is a comment there that if you more the point, with the radio, with the antenna disconnected, when you connect the antenna, if you see an appreciable increase in the output of the audio, then you don't need an RF amplifier. All you're going to do is amplify both the signal and the noise. You're not really improving much at all. And I can certainly attest to that with that particular radio over there. However, in these sort of high frequency type receivers, you run into an issue where potentially the signal is not above the noise within the actual radio itself. So therefore there is actually a need to amplify that signal to get it above the noise floor of the receiver. So in this particular case, being a 20 meter receiver, I am going to have an RF amplifier on the input. I think I just mentioned before, looking at a single conversion receiver, and I was very kindly given a couple of Tough 3 mixers here. I think I will play around and have a go at using those. I haven't used those before. I think I'll use them in this particular radio here, and then I've got a couple of others which I'll save for a portable radio, but it'd be nice just to have a bit of a play around with those. That's what I'm thinking, or potentially SBL1, but either way, it'll be one of those two devices. In terms of the variable frequency oscillator coming in, which sort of talks about control as well, I'm sort of toying with the idea of using maybe a couple of 80/98/50s. The only reason why I'm sort of shying away from that potentially is I believe, well, I don't know how I can have two of these running off the same microprocessor. I don't believe these are addressable or have you can change the address for them. So I don't know how that's going to work. So if I can't make that work, because I'm thinking about having as the brain, so to speak, this Teensy. It's an old Teensy 3. It's either 3.0 or 3.1. I can't quite remember. I've had it for a few years now. This one's a bit sad. The audio shield is lost a channel, but I've still got one channel left, which I'll talk about later on. But my thoughts was to have that as the microcontroller. Initially running two 9850s, one dedicated for the VFO and one dedicated to the beat frequency oscillator. If that's not going to work, then I'll revert to the tried and trusted SI 5351, and I'll do what I did with the last build, have that going through a couple of filters to convert that square wave into a sine wave before going into the mixers. So that's what I'm sort of thinking there in regards to the VFO. Coming out of that will be two IF amplifiers and the crystal filter. So in terms of the IF amplifiers, in terms of a device, I've got a ton of these J310s. So I'm sort of toying with the idea of having another play around with those and see how suitable they would be to make a suitably gained antenna for the IF. In fact, at the IF it shouldn't be a problem at all. It's more up here at the higher frequency, but at this frequency here, the IF frequency, I think they'll be just fine. So I wouldn't mind playing around with those again, which then would give me, full stop, and probably look to have those in a cascaded format. So have two of those in a cascade, which then is a pseudo dual gate MOSFET, and have the top gate then being the gain, and then the signal coming in through the bottom gate. So that's what I'm thinking about using for the IF amplifiers. In terms of the actual crystal filter itself, what I think I might do there again is utilize some crystals that I bought some time ago. I've got a whole batch of these for not a lot of money at all. They're not overly super duper high quality, but I got a whole stack of those. I tested them and managed to get quite a few that are certainly within 50 hertz of each other. So I've got a whole batch here which I can look to use. So maybe this one down here, which is sort of all within 16 hertz or so. But bottom line is I'm looking to do another homebrew crystal filter. And one of the advantages of that, that would also force me to do some more work on the SNA, that 8307 based SNA, which still needs to be completed. It's a bit of a work in progress, and it might be quite a nice idea to finish this off, do some more work on that, to then allow this to characterize, so to speak, the pass band for that particular crystal filter. So that's what I'm thinking there. So I can sort of kill two birds with one stone, which I think would be quite good. That would then go into a second IF amplifier, again cascoded J310s, and that would then give me the ability to have some kind of AGC on that being fed back into that particular amplifier through that second gate. So that's what I'm thinking about there. The AGC circuit from that 80-40 radio works really well. So potentially looking at that again, maybe tidying up a little bit, make it a little bit better. What would be nice is actually have some voltage regulators within that to make sure that the output voltage that's coming back through into that second IF amp is more stable in regards to VCC fluctuations. So that's what I'm thinking about there for that. In terms of the second mixer, again, either a TUF 3 or some other type of mixer. It won't be Homebrew, it'll be the SBL1 or 80-1, or the TUF 3 will make a deal on that one. Haven't really put any thought into the AF amplifier, what that may be. Don't know. We'll have to see about that one. I've got no real ideas or thoughts about what I'd like that to be. So I might just utilise an existing amp. But either it'll be a low noise one. So yeah, full stop. Right. So yeah, that's what I'm sort of thinking at the moment. The other thing too, which that's right, that's what I want to talk about, is we talked about using the Teensy as the main controller for this particular build. Now the Teensy is great because it's got a fantastic audio library which allows you to do some interesting analysis on audio coming in, including FFTs and the like. So one comment that came in was to do a pan adapter, and in the absence of anything else I've got for that, I think I might give that another go with this particular device. So this device will do two things. It'll do the main driving of the DDS slash phase lock loop type arrangement, and then secondly feed in audio and have that being displayed as a pan adapter. One of two ways, either in the I shouldn't say the time domain, either where the signals come through by frequency, or potentially, depending if how that works, is have the old waterfall display. We'll see how that works, but maybe put some thought into doing some software engineering on that for display. So that would be quite good. Probably take that off prior to the filter, so maybe pick it off here. Going into that, like I say, the pan adapter. Now, of course, that's going to be limited to the audio bandwidth. So this is a 44, so it's going to be roughly either 22 or 44 kilohertz bandwidth will be able to be viewed. Won't be anything more than that. Certainly won't be in the league of, say, the with those USB dongles, those TV. I can't think they're called again. Those the DVB type arrangement. I've got one line back here somewhere. Yeah, that's the one. These things. So certainly won't be in the league of that, but still be interesting enough. Right. So what else? I think that's all I wanted to cover off actually. So that's what I'm thinking. Any thoughts and ideas? Please sing out. But like I say, the main idea is just to build a 20m receiver. And really sort of concentrate on that nice low noise RF amp coming in, have a play around with those J310s, and like I say, that pan adapter. So it should be quite a nice way of sort of killing off 2 or 3 birds with one stone. Homebrew crystal filter, which will then force me to, like I say, finish off that SNA, and any test fixtures that may be required in order to test that. So that's what it is. I'll say 73s there, and start thinking about where to go next. Cheers all.